Welcome to County Portal, your simple source for local government services and public records. Let's get started.
Donald Trump has promised to end birthright citizenship on his first day back in office using an executive order, but can a president actually do that? The simple answer is no, not directly, and it would trigger a massive legal battle that would ultimately be decided by the Supreme Court. Here's the breakdown. Birthright citizenship comes from the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, which states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States. For over a century, this has been interpreted to mean that nearly everyone born on U.S. soil is automatically a citizen. This interpretation was solidified by a landmark 1898 Supreme Court case called United States v. Wong Kim Arkansas. In that case, the court ruled that a child born in the U.S. to Chinese parents, who themselves were legally barred from becoming citizens, was indeed a U.S. citizen under the 14th Amendment. This case set the precedent that has been followed ever since. The debate hinges on that key phrase, subject to the jurisdiction thereof. The long-standing legal consensus is that if you are physically present in the United States, you are subject to its laws, you have to pay taxes, you can be arrested for breaking the law, and therefore, you are under its jurisdiction. However, a minority of legal scholars, and Trump himself, argue for a different interpretation. They claim the phrase was originally intended to exclude the children of people who were not fully and legally part of the U.S., such as undocumented immigrants or even temporary visitors. They argue these individuals owe allegiance to a foreign country, so their children aren't truly subject to the jurisdiction in the way the amendment's authors meant. So what would an executive order do? An executive order is a directive from the president to the executive branch agencies. It is not a law and cannot override the Constitution. If Trump signed an order, it would likely direct agencies like the State Department and the Social Security Administration to stop issuing passports and social security numbers to children born to non-citizens. This action would be challenged in court almost immediately. Civil rights groups and affected families would sue, arguing the order is unconstitutional. A federal judge would likely issue a temporary injunction, blocking the order from taking effect while the case is heard. This legal fight would then work its way up through the court system, from the district courts to the appellate courts, and would inevitably land at the Supreme Court. The ultimate fate of birthright citizenship would rest in the hands of the 9 justices. They would have to decide whether to uphold the century-old precedent of Wong Kim Ark or to reinterpret the 14th Amendment. So, an executive order from Trump wouldn't end birthright citizenship on its own. It would be the opening shot in a constitutional showdown that would be decided by the courts, not the president alone. Thanks for watching. If you found this explanation helpful and want more breakdowns of complex topics, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video.